I got my fingers on the screen behind the camera. I didn't turn anything on. No, I didn't. Probably pressing it, but it was always focusing on a weird spot. Okay, Brewhouse build, day 25. Yeah. Now, an interesting thing happens when it gets to a certain stage in the build. When a kegerator moves into the brewhouse, you seem to spend a lot more time pondering. Just sitting in your brewhouse, thinking about things, not actually doing much work. I'm not sure why that is. Nah, I've tried to get some stuff done, but I have had to do a lot of pondering. And my pondering's been about pipe work. So, pipe work, obviously I've got to pipe everything up. Everything's going to be hard piped. So I need to work out where all my connections are going to go and whether I have the right connections and make sure that all my flow's right. I also, let me just put that down. I also have to consider breaking it down and cleaning it up so that the components that I break down fit in the sink to be cleaned and they're not too long. There's nothing worse than a great big long pipe that you can't submerge in water and clean out properly. It's just silly. So I need to be able to break down everything. I need to be able to access everything. So this has taken a while, but I will get it perfectly right. But this is where I am so far. Oh, and I did do a little bit of architrave and filled in some gaps and did some plastering on that wall over there. So there has been some building done. Alrighty. So ignore the plastic pipes. Okay, they're just there for show. They're just a decoration, just to have a look at how big the pipe's going to have to be and what connections need to be on each end of it, so that I can make the actual connecting pipes. So this is my HLT. So it's sitting here all by itself over this end. It's got its own ball valve to control it. So this part comes out. The three-way ball valve also detaches as well. Now this will be the return coming out to fill into a keg, to go into the chiller, to go into a cube, to go into blah blah blah, everywhere it needs to go. And this line coming in here will be it being pumped from the bottom up from the mash tun. And so this comes through here, another three-way valve here, and it goes down and through the bench. Underneath the bench is a march pump. And that gets primed from this. It goes underneath. This just so happens to drip directly onto my tray, so that's all good. All these drip directly into the sink, and this one directly into the sink, so that's good. So, my mash tun, liquid's going to come out of here, and it's going to come down and go underneath the bench into the pump, and then it's going to come up out of here. Now this three-way valve, I can control it to say go this way and fill up the kettle, or I can tell it to go up, and it'll come up and it'll go from here over to here, and this is heat exchanger, and then it'll come out of here in the heat exchanger and down into my capped lid, which I haven't put my pipe in yet, but I have a nice little silicone pipe here that's going to have a triclover connected to it to act as a handle to take the lid off, and through the hole in the tempered glass, so I can't make a bigger hole, I've only got a 7mm hole. I'll have a 7mm tube that goes through, and I'll have some type of spar jar working, so I can keep my lid on my mash tun and reticulate it. So it's going to come out under the bench, through here, up, over, down, back in there again. To get hot water in, my HLT sitting over here, it has a feed that comes in. Ignore the arrow is pointing in the wrong direction, but it will connect up to the water filters. The water filters will connect up to this bar point here. The second ball valve here feeds the cooling chamber and the water chamber for the heat exchanger, and the wastewater comes back out. And I think it's getting complicated. Anyway, main HLT hot water feed will come out of here. No return valve, and it will fill from the bottom up, so that I do underleading when I do a mash. Here's Giggles. Hey Giggles! Don't shine a laser in the eyes of everybody. So water will come in and it'll pump in here, do underleading, and then when I need to sparge with clean water, I can turn the handle, it will go out underneath into the pump and up and through hex and sparge the top. One thing that I'm going to be doing that's just a little bit different from any other brew setup that I've seen. It may work and it may not work. Banksy giggled when I said what I was going to do. But I am going to be using polycarbonate pipe for all of my lines. So all of this stuff over here. All of these temporary pipe bits that I've got sitting there. And obviously pipes that go through there. And the pipes that come down and underneath for the pump. Every bit of pipe work that I have in there will be clear polycarbonate, so that I can actually see water flow through it, and beer and wort and all that sort of stuff. That's going to be great because I'll be able to see if there's any blockages, any air blockages or anything like that. I'll be able to see instantly when I turn a valve on what's flowing and in what direction it is flowing, which is one thing that sometimes you scratch your head going, oh hang on a minute, I turned that valve on, there should be water pouring out of here. So I'll be able to see all the way along my lines and see actually where the water's flowing. And I have tested some polycarbonate pipe. Here is a metre of polycarbonate, and this is the pipe I'm going to use for my sight glasses actually, because this one is threaded on the inside. And the pipes that I'm going to use for my brewery will be threaded on the outside, so that I don't have, you can see the tail of the thread where you tap it. I don't want that tail inside my pipe. I want it nice and clean and smooth inside my pipelines, just so that nothing gets stuck in there or anything like that. Just, you know, as sanitary as possible. But anyway, this is filled with nearly a metre of water, if it's a metre long pipe, 900 ml of water. Okay, so I've got 900 ml head, been sitting for 24 hours, screwed into triclover with a cap on the bottom of it, and there's been no leaks. So nothing's leaked out of it, I haven't needed any thread tape or anything like that, and it's held really well. So the next one will be a hot test. Now, as I said, I'm going to tap the outside for all my other pipes. So hence all of these little white pipes here, working out exactly what my lengths have got to be and where I need to chop them. So that's the funky bit that I'm going to do that's a little bit different. And then we'll pimp it out, we'll put some LED lights behind it and all that kind of stuff. You're right. I was actually thinking when I was playing around with the polycarbonate that I could make a really funky, whoops, aiming at me, make a really funky wort cooler out of polycarbonate pipe, a whole array of it with convoluted copper pipe running up the centre of it. That would look fucking awesome. I mean, look good. Yeah. Anyways, still a mess in here, but slowly catchy monkey. I will be making a list of all the things I need to do and checking it twice. And just getting everything done, because it's just going to take a while with all these little bits and pieces, and if I just sit here and ponder too much, I don't get much done at all. Anyway, until tomorrow, cheers, and have another one.